Be prepared, the message from seismologists advising Las Vegas to be ready for an earthquake.
Yeah, is your home ready for an earthquake, for even more powerful than the earthquake that shook Napa Valley over the weekend?
Who wants to think about it, right? FOX5's Tiffany Murphy is joining us with more on what experts have to say about this. And for those of us who have lived through big shakers in the past, I don't want any part of it.
And it's right, you're right. It's something you don't really want to think of, but you really need to be prepared for it and make sure that your home is prepared. And that was all what they were talking about today. Not only could an earthquake similar to what those in California experienced happen right here in Las Vegas, it could be far worse, they say. Seismologists say it's not if, but when it will happen. We could experience a 6.7 magnitude quake or even higher, and that could last more than 45 seconds. That's why they want you to be prepared.
There is no such thing as earthquake weather. As a matter of fact, earthquakes can happen at any time. So while I'm happy there's one right now, what we do is we take this position, we get down, and we cover our heads just like this.
Students on campus at UNLV didn't know they'd feel what it's like to be involved with an earthquake today. Students filed in, they got settled, and a few moments later, cups, teddy bears, and books started flying. Brian Lowe with Ready America says even though quakes of a large magnitude don't happen often, folks need to be prepared.
Because 65% of injuries in earthquakes happen when things fall on people. So people get injured more inside homes than they do by running outside and being hit by debris.
Lowe says there are a few small things you can do to safeguard yourself. Secure your water heater, bookshelves, and TVs, and make sure you don't have heavy objects near your bed or where you sit. The Nevada Seismological Laboratory reports tiny tremors nearly every day deep in the Earth's crust. Annie Kell, a seismologist with the lab, says an earthquake could happen in Clark County at any moment, and the recent cluster of activity only adds to that theory.
Las Vegas has a really large seismic hazard. There's about 7 fault lines in the Las Vegas basin, and then we're also based near Death Valley, which can have really large magnitude earthquakes.
Because there hasn't been a large quake for nearly 100 years, Kel says many don't even think it can happen.
Because there's a long time between earthquakes, people don't remember that they can have big earthquakes, and so people think, oh, that's a California problem. That's not something that happens in Nevada. That's not something that happens in Las Vegas.
And Brian Lowe with Ready America, he was there. He told me that the reason that company started was actually because the family was in an earthquake. They lost all of their precious china that was handed down from them. So they created this really cool stuff called Quick Hold, and it's a putty, and you put it on the bottom of your glassware. And then
hey, that's nice.
Yeah.
But can you use it again?
You can. You can peel it off.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty easy, and then put it on your next piece.
All right.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Well, you got to think about what to do and put yourself in the mindset.
You do.
However, I would be a good example of what not to do time and time again. I was once just dragged out of the building. Yeah. I freak out.
We were both in the Whittier quake. I just froze. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
And then Northridge.
Yeah.
It is scary.
That was ugly as well.
It is.
Good to be prepared. Thank you, Tiffany.
Absolutely.
Thank you.